And a good Thursday afternoon to you, Roger Hill of Weathering Heights. This weather video outlook is driven by 802cars.com. They represent 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, 802 Honda, all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. We got a trough of lower pressure, as you can see here, with this particular trough and the 500 hectopascal thickness levels here. You can see the general tan or orange lines there. And this is the trough that's kind of causing this sort of old frontal boundary with spinning up an area of low pressure back here, kind of the caboose of the train, if you will. And we're seeing generally rainfall with snow and colder temperatures to the north and west and warmer temperatures to the south and east. This has brought in the warm intrusion, of course. And as we do a little more of a deep dive here, you can see the temperatures are pretty warm now, reaching into the 50s now across the southern one-half part of the state and 40s to the north. Of course, this cold front is going to gradually work its way south and east. Just about the same time, the timing of this wave of low pressure tracks right across Vermont. We've seen this before, the great Neapolitan ice cream storm that we had a couple weeks back. So on the left-hand side, we have the European incremental and the GFS ensemble. We're going to compare notes with those. So here comes our wave of low pressure, all rain. This is valid through about 10 o'clock this evening, Thursday evening. And then we get into a little bit of this. Now, the GFS ensemble is a little quicker in moving some of the colder air south and east. So they're not too far off, but probably off by around 30, 40 miles. And the Europeans hanging it back just a little bit. Now, once this wave of low pressure moves on by, utility interests, we're going to start to pick up stronger winds as we're going to get into this slightly tighter pressure gradient here, and that's going to push on by and work into the region. This will happen during the morning hours, Friday morning, and probably linger for a little bit. It looks like it'll be relatively short-lived with the frontal boundary as it passes on through and just behind it, and then it begins to lax out a little bit with lesser gusts to the winds. Now, this is valid at about 1 o'clock on Friday. We're still seeing some snow up through that point in time. Snow showers or flurries, but generally light accumulating snow on the backside after having this wintry mix of some freezing rain, changing over to sleet, and then we're looking at some light snow. Now, eventually, this ridge of higher pressure is going to push on in, but it's going to happen over Friday night. We get clear skies, and that's going to lower the temperatures a little bit for a cold night. And then we have the Alberta Clipper system. This system here, it looks like it's kind of weakening in its process and a little bit more moisture starved, although it does pick up a little moisture off the Great Lakes. And as we move that across the region, that's going to develop on, affect us on Saturday. And then behind that, a better ridge of higher pressure for some better weather conditions. This is going to be for Sunday with a fair weather day. And this precipitation here looks like it's going to stay north of the Canadian border and not affect us. You can see here with this 1030 area of higher pressure. This is 21Z on Sunday, so that'd be about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday afternoon. And we can see that we're still dry with snow remaining to the north. This is now the GFS deterministic model, the European deterministic as well. So no issues there. Kind of a weird, almost elongated Bermuda high kind of pressure system. And that's the reason why we're warming things up constantly. So this particular frontal band is the next one that's going to set up. This is valid on Monday morning. And as I run the model, you can see our next incoming precipitation maker is going to be along about Tuesday. And that's going to produce, again, more rain in the afternoon. And then beyond that point, we're out of the outlook period here. It looks like we do change over back to snow. And it looks very similar to the one that we just saw. So just looking at that, this is our current system. And this is the next system. This is the GFS ensemble plumes for the Montpelier area, and this is 3 hour to QPF, and so we see a little bit of a run there and then a little bit of a lag effect, but notice the heavier amounts of precipitation, the most concentrated, really occurs after 0Z, and that's about 7 o'clock tonight, and that's when the heaviest of moisture will start to work on in. Then we clear on out. We have this second little weather system. This is a comparatively very little in terms of precipitation amounts. This is going to be all snow here. This is what arrives on Saturday. Then we have a couple days off. Probably through, as it looks right now, through into Tuesday is when the next precipitation maker is going to work in. So Sunday and Monday is looking dry. That's our dry project weather. And then we have the next weather system. So in terms of total QPF, what you can see here is around 1 inch amounts. And the latest, the blue line there is the deterministic model showing that the trends are a little bit lower than the halfway point here. So that's good news there. So we're backing off just slightly on the total amount of precipitation. This is our little Saturday business, and then dry weather, and then the next weather system. So the way it's shaping up in terms of moisture, and this is important here. So precipitable water, look at that. This is about 3, 4, almost 5 standard deviation sigma per the European model. And you can see this is around 1 inch amounts. This is a little bit more than what we usually see up at these parts. But look at how sharp that cold front is, and look how sharp we dry that out. And then in terms of 850 millibar temperatures, looking at the precipitation type, of course, anything that is above 0 degrees centigrade is going to be in the form of rain. And then below that, we drop in, it's going to be all snow. This is that next system. And then it mostly stays in that mode. But precipitation types, you can really see the difference here. Green, rain, a little bit of a mix, and that transition. Next system, snow. And then we do it all over again once we get into the middle part of next week. But not as much. Here's that frontal wave. You can see the 1 through 7 day total QPF from the Weather Prediction Center, and the heaviest of the heavies are going to be down in this general area, but a lot of that gets in the northeast United States. And of course, the climate reanalysis shows you that we have anomalous warm weather with the region. Next days of meteorological output statistics, high temperatures only for 5 days, just about neutral. But 3 days later, it's going to warm up a little bit. So we're going to get into the warmer air as the west undergoes a lot of cooling, and this is more Arctic air. It could be eventually affecting our neck of the woods. And last but not least, zooming in on Vermont, we have Rutland at 56 degrees, one of the warmer spots. 54 now at the Barry-Montpelier EF Knapp Airport. Back up here, you can see where that frontal boundary is. This would be the cold front, and that's what's going to be slowly edging into the state of Vermont, and that's going to produce very nasty travel conditions. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.